Hi, I'm Kristen, and I've been filming videos for the last 6 months with the wrong settings on my microphone. And I've been wondering, why is the audio so sucky? Why, whenever I kind of talk a little bit more louder, it sucks. And it's because I suck. I suck as a YouTuber, filmmaker, audio person. I suck. So that's the intro. And I thought today I would cover multiple topics instead of one. I thought it would be kind of a fun change of just scenery, I guess. But I'm going to try it a little bit different and talk about some current events that had me thinking. And I want to discuss them with you and see what you think about them in the comments. But yeah, some things I guess were good. Yeah, some things are good and some things are not that fun. I feel like the audio is not that exciting. That's good. Also, I've had like allergies. I was sick on Monday, and then I was better by Wednesday, and then by Friday I was like crazy allergies. And on Monday I'm removing all of my wisdom teeth. So it's gonna be just a great 7-8 days for me so far. I can't wait for Monday. Very excited about it. But yeah. Also, here in Greece, they remove like half. Oh, GG, do not bother my plants. But they remove half what are they called? The wisdom teeth on one side, and then half the wisdom teeth on the other side the next week. But because of work and what I do, I can't spend like 2-3 weeks with a swollen face. I need to get it done in 1 week and then be ready to continue filming. And this is like it's not like usual here to get all of your wisdom teeth removed. So I don't know how that's gonna turn out, because like you get to see all the videos on YouTube with people in the US getting all their wisdom teeth out, and like little kids even, they're high and like hallucinating. I don't know what's wrong with them, but those are some strong medications that they get to get their wisdom teeth removed. And in Europe, it's not like that. It's not like that here. So I'm gonna feel it all. I'm gonna experience the whole thing. It's gonna be great. Whew. Yeah, very excited. So great week for me. Great week so far. But yeah, so I'll start with some great news, which I knew that this was gonna happen, and now it did happen. The whole Forever 21 going bankrupt. They filed for bankruptcy. Woohoo! A fast fashion company is going bankrupt. I mean, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. If you think about it, it's like, yay, a fast fashion brand is going out of business, but also a lot of people are losing their jobs. And considering people working for Forever 21, I don't think they're going to get reimbursed. I don't think Forever 21 has never been an ethical company, so I don't think the circumstances of their workers getting fired are going to be any more ethical than their working conditions have been. So I feel sorry for all the workers of Forever 21. Something happened with the audio. Oh no. Sorry. I pulled something. I did something wrong. Oh, okay, better. So yeah, I'm not excited about that. And I did post some pictures, some funny stuff on Instagram, on my Insta stories, being like, H&M and Zara, you're next, and like, mwahaha. I think that was my reaction to all of this. But it's not something that makes me happy. What I wish was that businesses were run by ethical people that took into consideration their workers' rights, the environment, animals, and didn't just exclusively focus on capitalism. That's really what I wish would happen. And I think if Forever 21 was that kind of a business, I don't know if they would be going bankrupt now. Maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't. But yeah, I really don't know how I feel about it. That being said, I would never shop from Forever 21. I did like buy a few things from them back when I was living in Dubai, and there was Forever 21 everywhere in all the malls that I visited. But I would never shop from Forever 21 now, considering they're a fast fashion company that produces their clothing in sweatshops. But I've been asking myself this: do I want fast fashion companies to go bankrupt like Forever 21, or do I want them to switch into becoming more ethical brands? And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I think on one hand, I would love for H&M and Zara and ASOS and all these other fast fashion companies, Fashion Nova and all this bullshit. Like, I do wish that they would all just stop existing and for ethical businesses to take over. But I don't know. It's a lot of people losing a lot of jobs. On the other hand, these businesses could become more ethical and more sustainable. But here's the thing. I don't think that that's actually an option. As much as we request more transparency, request more sustainable materials to be used, better working conditions, and as much as these brands like to pretend that they're listening to us and that they're becoming more sustainable, the only thing I've seen so far is greenwashing. I haven't seen a single fast fashion brand make actual steps to becoming more sustainable and more ethical. I haven't seen any steps being taken towards that direction. So, and also considering the fact that these are corporations, multinational corporations with the single intention to make a ton of profit and for every year to be more profitable than the next year, I don't see how it would be possible for these businesses to become more ethical and sustainable. I don't know. Unless laws would change and force them to legitimately take action to become more ethical and sustainable. I don't think how they would ever do it out of the goodness of their own heart. There are people that are being paid to make sure that they maximize profit, and these people wouldn't be doing their job if they focused on becoming more ethical and sustainable and compromising their profits. So, I don't know. So, but also the other thing is that Forever 21 only went bankrupt because more people are just shopping online from garbage brands like Fashion Nova and Boohoo and Shein and Zafool. That's the only reason why they went bankrupt. Not because people are quitting fast fashion. But who knows? Maybe soon brands will be going out of business because people don't support their ethics anymore. Who knows what the future is going to be like, but I'm sure it's going to be very excited to either watch it get better or just watch the world crumble. We have front row seats to watch the end of the world happen, if that's the case. Oh boy, I need to stop giving y'all climate anxiety. I try to not do it, but I'm okay with it. I've made my peace, whether things end up nicely or badly. I don't know. I don't care. I can't control the future. All I can control is how my actions are going to influence the future. And that's it. Okay, so that's, let me know what your thoughts were about the whole Forever 21 bankruptcy. How do you feel about it? In the comments below. And now I want to talk about, I wasn't sure if I wanted to make an entire video discussing this, but I'll just put it, ooh, wow, sorry, I just banged my hand on the microphone, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna mention it here, because if I make an entire video focused on this, I'm gonna get really angry. So I recently saw this video. It wasn't recently posted, but YouTube recommended it to me for some reason, because YouTube likes to send me videos that are gonna throw me into a fit of a raging fit. But yeah, the video is called Letter to Greta Thunberg, and it's posted by the YouTube channel Friends of Science, the Society of Friends of Science, something like that. It sounds like it's kind of a Scientology group that worships Xenon up in space. I don't know. it's weird. And the video is also extremely weird. It's like this grandma. Gigi, please don't make any noise on my podcast. But yeah, so there's this grandma, and she's sitting in either a green screen or in front of like a luxurious American living room. And she, like, in this condescending tone, starts addressing Greta Thunberg and telling her that it's a child's responsibility to have fun and enjoy life, and you shouldn't be doing this stuff that you're doing. Just enjoy your childhood. Gigi, for crying out loud, why are you sabotaging me right now? Okay, if you're gonna hear noise in the background, that's Gigi being an asshole. Gigi, I need to earn money for both of us to eat, okay? You can't make this hard for me. Okay, so yeah, in this condescending tone, like, children are meant to have fun and enjoy life, not go around talking about things like that. And like, and then she starts dropping like such inaccurate information about climate change and about all this stuff. I was like listening to the video and I'm like, there's no way people are listening to this and they're agreeing. Like, just verify the facts that she's saying. It's all inaccurate. Like, the first thing she's explaining that, oh my God, that global climate energy, I think that's what she called it, basically the renewable resource industry is a $1.5 trillion industry. And that sounds like a lot of money. It does. It's a lot. You're like, whoa, they're worth $1.5 trillion. Of course they're trying to make us, they're trying to take our money because we're living on, who knows what the conspiracy theories are about this. I might make a video completely about it, but yeah, like, oh my God, it's a $1.5 trillion industry. That's huge. They have so much influence. No wonder they're pushing climate change so hard and trying to convince us that it's real, because they want our money, because they're a $1.5 trillion industry. But then when you look at how much the oil industry is worth, they're like $80 to $90 trillion worth. Grandma did not mention that in her video, that's for sure, because that goes against her agenda. Which industry is more powerful? An $80 to $90 trillion industry or a $1.5 trillion industry? I don't know. Maybe Grandma doesn't know how to do math anymore. Probably. Maybe she's off her meds. Who knows? I am getting so angry right now. But like, this is the bullshit that people go and say online to Americans, because this is not happening here in Europe. Like, you have to be living under a rock. You have to be a very ignorant fool that is obsessed with conspiracy theories to believe that stuff. But in America, it's pretty normal. And nobody's verifying that information. They just hear $1.5 trillion industry and they're like, whoa, so powerful. That's why they're going to tax us for our carbon emissions, which is something that I honestly don't agree with. Like, here's the thing, when it comes to climate change, I don't agree with most of the policy being taken to combat it, because it's not policy that affects directly the businesses and the corporations that are causing climate change. It's not people. It's the corporations and the businesses that are profiting off of creating climate change. The aviation industry, the meat industry, transportation industry. The more we shop, the more we're using we're contributing to transportation industry, because all these goods that we're constantly buying have to be transported from one place to another until they reach our hands. So yeah, they're never going to take actual action to combat climate change in ways that it would actually be effective, through placing laws that actually maybe prohibit the consumption of meat and dairy, or reduce the consumption of meat and dairy. Also, the fact that meat and dairy is subsidized, that shouldn't be happening. How can you subsidize an industry that is one of the top leading causes of climate change? That's ridiculous. But instead, they're like focusing on things like carbon tax, which, yeah, it's stupid. It's unnecessary. Place that carbon tax on the corporations instead. that are getting taxed like 0 to 2% for destroying our planet. Why do citizens have to be taxed for something that they're not responsible for? I agree with that completely. It's not fair. My friend Chloe was telling me about oh my God, I'm running out of breath. But in Switzerland, she said that people now have to pay to throw trash out. Like if they want to make trash, they have to buy these like €5 trash bags that are in different colors. And yeah, if you want to throw trash out, you have to pay for very expensive plastic bags so you can put your trash in there. Otherwise, the trash won't be collected if it's not in those bags. And again, like the incentive is through citizens to reduce the amount of plastic and trash that people make. But why not instead charge the companies that are producing this garbage? If anyone should be paying, it should be the people that are creating the trash, not the people that are buying it. Anyways, moving on to more irrelevant and inaccurate things that grandma was saying in her letter to Greta Thunberg. She said, basically a lot of things that are so inaccurate about climate change. Like it's normal, the sun is the one responsible for changing our climate, and that this is all just natural, whatever's happening now. And it's like, no, grandma, it's not natural. The reason why the temperature is rising is because we're releasing oil. Oil, what is it? Oil, okay, let me take it from the start. Oh my God, I'm running out of breath. But basically, during the age of the dinosaurs, there was a lot more CO2 in the atmosphere. It was insanely hot on Earth, okay? And that was natural. That was the natural climate of Earth. Now, the heat is caused because of carbon in the atmosphere that creates the greenhouse gas effect. And there was a lot of carbon in the atmosphere during the age of the dinosaurs. Now, the reason the temperature started being reduced was because plant matter and dinosaurs started their bodies, every time that a body dies and decomposes, that carbon gets released back into the atmosphere. But what would happen was, and that's why we're finding a lot of that's why we have a lot of oil, was because this plant matter with the dinosaurs started getting compressed into the ground, and the carbon wasn't getting released back into the atmosphere. After millions of years of all that plant matter and dinosaurs getting compressed, that turned into oil. And that's how the temperature of the Earth got reduced. Now, when we start taking that oil out of the ground and releasing it into the atmosphere and combining that with all the cow burps that are made out of methane, that is even more potent than CO2 as a greenhouse gas, that is artificially making the temperature of our planet hotter. Whew, that was some basic shit that we learned when I was in like the 6th grade at school, Grandma. Maybe they weren't teaching that to you at school, because maybe in the US, when you were a kid, they still didn't even know that climate change was real. But when I was going to school here at Greek public school, it's very normal to teach that to children at school. So even kids know about that. And that's science. Okay, Grandma? All right. I'm going to stop being patronizing and angry. Actually, no, probably I won't be able to control myself. But yeah, and then, worst or best part. I look into this Friends of Science Society, or Society of Friends of Science, who knows? But like, I look into it, and they are funded by the oil industry. This entire video is basically sponsored by the oil industry. It's absurd. And like 99% of the comments there were just people being like, finally, someone said it. Greta needs a grandmother like this. It's like, why would Greta need an ignorant, uneducated grandma that has no sense of like ethics at all? Like, why would she need a sellout like that? Like, that woman is either completely uneducated or she's comfortable with lying to receive a huge amounts of money by the oil industry so that she can have such a fancy living room that we get to see in her video. Okay, I said it. I feel so much better now. Sorry, I'm probably giving like so much, I was gonna say road rage, but just rage in general to anyone listening. I want to talk about something that made me kind of happy. Okay, let's do that. But I have gotten like really obsessed with Billie Eilish lately. I know I'm like 100 years old, but she reminds me so much of Avril Lavigne. And Avril Lavigne was like she was like basically the only celebrity, the only famous person that I was ever like kind of a fangirl of when I was a teen. I was just so obsessed with Avril. And Billie really reminds me of her with like the way that she dresses and acts is like kind of tomboyish. And also the fact that Billie is vegan, I was like, when I found that out, I'm like, ooh, now I like your music even more. But like her music is so great, and she seems like such a cool kid, and I don't know, she seems like a very nice and very ideal role model for girls these days that want to, you know, identify with someone that's their peer. Why not someone that isn't focused on her appearance at all, but instead focused on her talent and making beautiful music with her brother and not eating animals and stuff. Good on you, Billie Eilish. Not that she's ever gonna watch this, but like I stan Billie Eilish a lot, and I might have learned how to play one of her songs on the ukulele. Like, that's how much I stan Billie Eilish. But yeah, that was like a fun thing for me. I know everyone is obsessed with her for a long time. I just haven't, like, when it comes to pop culture, I'm not really involved. I know her music is good. I never really looked much into her. But then I found out she was vegan, and I started listening to more of her songs, and I was like, damn. I stan Billie. I get why everyone is obsessed with her. She's a cool kid. Okay, that was like our little intermission of some heartwarming discussion about Billie Eilish. But let's go back to raging about the world now, because I also ranted about this on my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, what are you doing? Okay, follow me at Kristen Leo, because I do like to rant there as well, but mostly post like pictures of myself in my stories where I look like I don't really look like that in real life. Probably just the highlights of my life. I have no interest in exposing myself and showing my ugly side. The Instagram is only for showing all the moments when I'm super flawless. What was this? I don't know. I just needed a break to stop thinking, and this is the word vomit that came out of my mouth. But yeah, I wanted to talk about the SAVAGExFENTY runway show that we got to, it wasn't a runway show, it was like just a show that we got to see, which was, I mean, I think like the show was amazing. I loved the fact that there was so much diversity. I mean, I can't think of a body type that was missing from that show. They had all colors, all shapes. They had amputees, if I remember correctly. It was so freaking inclusive, and that was beautiful. Like, just because someone isn't a size 00, it doesn't mean that their body doesn't look good. It doesn't mean that they don't look good in good looking clothes. Like, if clothes are nice, regardless of what your body type is, that clothing is gonna look good. The reason why most designers want bodies that are more similar to hangers than bodies is because their clothes are not meant to look good on someone that actually has just a tiny bit of curve on them. And that's like their lack of talent really shining through. Like, if you only need skinny models for your clothes to look good, it means your clothes is not really that good. Oh my God, I'm so salty today. But yeah, the show was amazing. It was like, it was so cool. Like the dancing and all the bodies and the singing and all that. That was amazing. The problem, of course I have a problem with it because I have a problem with everything, but my issue with the show was that, yes, the inclusivity is amazing, but does it mean anything from the moment that these clothes are made by sweatshop workers? What's the point of this phantasmagorical, this spectacularness? What's the point of like taking the throne from Victoria's Secret if you're not gonna do it like 100%? The materials are not sustainable and they could easily be. I mean, Rihanna has the money if she wanted to invest in making these fabrics sustainable, and like Under Protection produces most of their clothes out of recycled polyester. Why can't Rihanna do it? Why? I don't get it. Like, all they had to do was source their materials from a little more ethical sources. That didn't make any sense. Sorry. I've been talking for quite a while, but that's all they had to do. Like, find recycled polyester fabric. Like, I'm sure they're not using real silk or anything like that. Most of their materials are synthetic. If you are using synthetic materials, why the hell are you not like getting recycled materials instead? That's so easy. Why would they not do that? And also the fact that like I looked on their website and there is zero information about where the clothing is made. Like, that's the most important thing. I don't care what you do to advertise the clothes and to sell the clothes to me. The only thing that matters is, what am I buying? What is it made of? And how was it made? I don't care about the marketing. I don't care about the show and about the entertainment. I care about the product that I'm gonna buy. Okay, the camera stopped recording because I've been talking for way too long, but yeah, that's it. I don't care about the show. I don't care about the production. I don't care about inclusivity. I care about the product that I'm going to receive. What is it made of? Are the dyes toxic? Am I gonna wear this and is it gonna affect my skin negatively? Am I gonna get toxins in my body? Am I gonna wear something that's made out of recycled plastic? Am I gonna use a material that didn't contribute negatively to the environment? Am I buying something where the person that made this wasn't a child? The person that made this was paid a fair living wage to make this for me. This is all that I care about, because I care about the product that I'm receiving, not the show and all this distractions that are being created from the product that you're buying. Because that's what advertisement is. That's what all these runway shows are. They're just a distraction from the product and what this product is and it's made of and by who, you know? And it was so disappointing to see that they have zero information about where all these clothing are coming from. All they said is that it's imported. Oh, great. From where? Who the hell made it? I can't even know like from which country it's been imported. That's ridiculous. And shame on Rihanna. Like, she has the money to do so much better than this. And this is it. Like, great job. Inclusivity is awesome, but inclusivity is just a distraction from what really matters. And what matters is who is making these products, under what conditions, and what are these products made of. Oh my God. Okay, I need to calm down. I just ran out of battery, and just this podcast does not want to continue happening, so I'm gonna end it here. Let me know if you enjoyed me talking about, like, ranting mostly about like multiple topics, and let me know what you think about all these topics in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube. But yeah, huge thank you for watching all the way to the end of this unendless rant. Thank you so much. I mean, I love you if you're watching all the way to here. Huge thank you to all of my patrons, and yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.